The stage of America's Got Talent was glowing under bright golden lights.
Congratulations.
The audience was buzzing with excitement, but no one expected what was about to happen next. Two young siblings from the Philippines walked slowly onto the stage, holding hands. The brother, wearing a simple black jacket, looked calm but focused. His younger sister, dressed in a soft blue dress, smiled nervously as she waved at the crowd. Their humble appearance made them seem ordinary, but there was something special in their eyes. At the judges' table, Simon Cowell leaned back in his chair, arms crossed. He had seen thousands of auditions in his life. Most were forgettable, some were impressive, very few were unforgettable. "Tell us about yourselves," the host asked. The brother took a deep breath. "We are from a small village in the Philippines. We sing together every day. Our parents taught us to never give up on our dreams." The sister added softly, "This is our first time outside our country. We sing for our family, and for everyone who feels alone." The audience grew quiet. Music began slowly. A soft piano melody filled the hall. The brother started singing first, his voice deep, emotional, and powerful. Then his sister joined in with a pure, angelic tone that sent chills through the room. Their voices blended perfectly, like they were made for each other. People in the audience began wiping tears from their eyes. Simon slowly leaned forward, his serious expression changed into shock. As the song reached its climax, the siblings held hands tightly and poured their hearts into every note. The final line echoed through the theater. Silence. For 1 second, nobody moved. Then, the crowd exploded. A standing ovation shook the building. Judges stood up. People were cheering and crying at the same time. Simon whispered to himself, "I've never heard anything like this." The siblings looked at each other in disbelief. Their dream had just begun. The siblings were still standing on stage, breathing heavily after their emotional performance. Their hands were shaking. They had given everything they had. The audience continued clapping. Some people were chanting their names. One judge wiped away tears. "That was not just singing, that was storytelling." Another judge said, "You didn't just perform, you touched millions of hearts tonight." Then all eyes turned to Simon. He slowly stood up. The theater went silent. Simon walked toward the stage, holding a microphone. His face was serious, but his eyes were full of emotion. "You know," he began, "I've been doing this job for many, many years. I've seen incredible talent, but what you just did was something rare." The siblings looked at him nervously. Simon continued, "You came here from thousands of miles away. No big studio, no big money, just your voices and your hearts." He paused. "And you reminded us why music matters." The sister covered her mouth in shock. The brother's eyes filled with tears. Simon smiled softly. "I think the world needs to hear you. Not tomorrow, not next week, right now." He turned toward the judge's desk. His hand moved toward the golden button. The crowd gasped. "No way, is he really?" Someone whispered. Boom. Simon slammed the golden buzzer. Golden confetti exploded from the ceiling, raining down like stars. The siblings froze. Then they screamed. The sister fell to her knees, crying uncontrollably. The brother hugged her tightly, tears streaming down his face. We did it, he whispered. The audience roared. Simon walked over and hugged them both. "Welcome to the finals," he said. Under the shower of golden light, the two siblings stood together, no longer just dreamers from a small village. They were now global stars in the making, backstage at America's Got Talent. Producers rushed toward the siblings with smiles and congratulations. Cameras followed them everywhere. Reporters wanted interviews. Fans wanted photos. The brother sat quietly in a corner, holding a bottle of water. His hands were still shaking. "Can you believe this?" he whispered. His sister smiled through tears. "Yesterday, we were practicing in our small room. Today, the whole world knows our names." Their phones were full of messages. From their parents, from neighbors, from people they had never met. "You inspired me. You gave me hope. Your voices healed my heart." They read every message carefully. Over the next weeks, their life became intense. Early morning rehearsals, late-night vocal training, meetings with coaches, stage practice under hot lights. Sometimes they felt tired. Sometimes they felt afraid. One night, the sister sat alone in the practice room. "What if we fail in the finals?" she asked softly. Her brother sat beside her. "Then we fail together," he replied. "But we will sing with our hearts." That's enough. They practiced harder than ever. New songs, perfect harmonies, stronger emotions. Slowly, they transformed, not just into singers, but into true artists. On semifinal night, they stood backstage again. This time, they were not nervous. They were ready. The final night arrived. The biggest stage, the brightest lights, millions watching around the world. The host announced loudly, "Please welcome our Golden Buzzer stars." The siblings walked onto the stage as the crowd erupted. At the judges' table, Simon Cowell watched closely, smiling proudly. Soft lights surrounded the siblings. The music began. This time, their song was about dreams, struggle, and hope. The brother sang with strength and confidence. The sister's voice floated through the hall like magic. Every note was perfect. Every word felt real. People in the audience held their breath. Some were crying. Some were praying. Some were recording history. As the final chorus arrived, they looked at each other and sang together, louder, stronger, braver than ever before. Boom! The last note filled the air. Silence. Then, the entire stadium stood up. Thunderous applause. Standing ovation. Judges on their feet. Simon wiped his eyes. "That was world-class," he said. Voting lines opened. Minutes felt like hours. The siblings held hands tightly. Finally, the host returned. "And the winners of this season are..." A pause. The crowd screamed. "The Filipino Sibling Duo." Confetti exploded. Lights flashed. Music played. The sister collapsed in tears. The brother lifted her in the air. "We did it," he cried. On stage, holding the trophy, they looked into the camera. "To our parents, to our country, to everyone who believed in us," the sister said. "This is for you." From a small village, to the biggest stage in the world. Their journey had become a legend. After winning America's Got Talent, the siblings' lives changed overnight. Luxury hotels, private cars, security guards, non-stop interviews. On TV, they always smiled. But behind the cameras, things were different. Late at night in their hotel room, the sister sat on the bed, staring at her phone. "I miss home," she whispered. Their village, their parents, their simple life. The brother stood near the window, looking at city lights. "Fame is loud," he said quietly. But home was peaceful. They were tired. Every day, new shows, new songs, new contracts, no rest, no privacy. One night, during rehearsal, the sister suddenly stopped singing. "I can't breathe," she said, shaking. Producers rushed in. Doctors checked her. Stress, exhaustion, pressure. Backstage, Simon Cowell heard everything. He called them privately. "You two are special," he said seriously. "But don't destroy yourselves for fame." He placed his hand on the brother's shoulder. "Protect your sister. Protect your bond." That night, the siblings promised each other. "No matter what happens, we stay together." No fame was worth losing family. Fire leaked Scene 6. World Tour and Global Stardom, The Secret Rise. 6 months later, a secret announcement leaked online. World Tour coming soon. Fans went crazy. Their first tour covered Asia, Europe, America, Middle East. Every stadium sold out. Every show packed. Every song viral. In Tokyo, 50,000 people sang with them. In London, crowds waited all night. In Dubai, fireworks filled the sky. They were no longer just winners. They were global icons. But the biggest secret, before every concert, they prayed together, backstage, holding hands, eyes closed. "Ya Allah, keep us humble," the sister whispered. "Don't let fame change us." The brother nodded. One night in New York, after a massive concert, a reporter asked, "What is your biggest dream now?" The brother answered, "To build schools in poor villages." The sister added, "To help kids who feel invisible." Fans were shocked. They weren't chasing luxury. They were chasing purpose. A year later, leaked documents showed. They donated millions. built music schools, sponsored orphans. No publicity, no cameras, just kindness. From poor siblings to world legends, they proved one truth: real stars shine even in darkness.